Good morning, traders. Guess who's back in the hot seat? Your boy Money Mitch is ready to trade. The question is, are you ready to trade? Hit the like button. Let's get it started.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, traders, I'm ready to get back into it. Of course, ready to get into the pool, trade the pool, that is, of course. And I got my man Ryan Faloona in the house. Of course, you guys had a great week last week. I heard all about Friday. Yes, you guys had a great time, and Thursday with some traders. So we're always willing to bring on some traders. If you guys know anybody you guys want to see on the show, let us know. We can reach out and we can keep on trading here.
Next
How we
up
doing,
is
Ryan?
Gil. Next up is Gil, man. We got to get Gil on the show. Remember, that was the original plan. Conflicts arose with the scheduling, but we'll sort that out. Gil up next here.
Yep. Good morning to you, Gil, out there, and good morning to everyone in the chat. It's good to see Kel, Samuel, Smoked Tuna, of course. Got to get that tuna. Wicked Tuna, baby. I love that show. Ben, Rick here. It's good to see you guys in the chat. I know smoked tuna so much that when I watch that show, I think of smoked tuna. So shout out to you, my friend. All right, let's get to the action. Let's take a look at what stocks are moving today. We'll see if I can get into the green, of course. And battles on, guys. We'll see what happens today. Can we get into the green today? And what will happen, right? I mean, today is one of those days that will we go right back down? Of course, the situation that's going on in the Middle East, not looking good here, as it looks like full war has broken out. Attacks going back and forth now. I saw that Joe Biden was speaking on it just recently, so I'll try to catch some comments in pro to give you guys anything that's standing out. And then, of course, there's other trades that will be available. I did want to bring in kind of a conversation that Israeli companies could be coming down, at least companies that have exposure. And you guys are going to see that happen today. There's a lot of different stocks that kind of take a look at it here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a link here so that you guys can take a look at some of these companies that have some exposure. I just threw it up for you guys there. I gave this link also in pre-market prep. So if you guys missed this, here you guys have a little bit of added bonus. The real thing is that these companies could continue to see some downside hit come into this. And it could also be a kind of an area where it's an unexpected hit, right? Where people are focusing on the defense names, the oil names today, but how will some of these stocks trade? Let's keep an eye out on these. Of course, you got Teva included in this group. You guys can take a look. That's tradable right there, right? You got also Monday. You got Cyber that's available. Fiverr going lower, and you can see these companies are already getting hit in the pre-market. So who knows if they get a little bit of a bounce back. I definitely probably am not going to go short in these companies, but I at least wanted to give the opportunity for the play to be out there. Like we always talk about it, right? Sometimes you got to trade events that you probably don't want to necessarily trade it negatively or positively, but that's not how we view shorting and long, right? It's just trades, guys. We can't be viewing them as positive and negatives, things like that, but it's definitely something to kind of pay attention to. We could be looking at these for a little bit of a short trade. And then also, I feel that oil could just bounce right back, right? I mean, quick down action. Who knows? Maybe this gets a quick little bounce back today. XOM, stocks like that definitely will be in play. It took like 2-3 months to get it all the way up there to 120. And in about 2 weeks, a takedown right back down. So we'll see what happens if these start to get the bounce. And at least I was calling a little bit of some topping on oil. Did I expect to come down this much on Thursday and Friday? No, but we'll see what happens there as XOM has taken a quick downturn here. And of course, we could take a look at the trade the pool hot stocks, of course. We'll get to this action. Let's take a look at some of these. You got Baba on here, of course. Chinese name has been down to this 80 area where it's been bought up before. Now the only question is, will it get the bounce, or will more uncertainty of what could happen in political unrest play with Baba? Of course, you got XPEV. Now you're talking Chinese EVs, and this looks like it is setting up for a long, right? At least just from the chart. Now I will see what happens with the market and what could happen, of course, with the situation in the Middle East. But is this a little bit of a setup? Yeah, I mean, everybody could see that, how that's setting up. So will traders be looking to see if we can get above this trend line? Yeah, I definitely think so. And you look at the 15 minutes here, you can see how you've pulled back a decent amount here. So we got to continue to watch to see what happens here. But I think this is a nice little setup here to kind of watch for on XPEV to maybe do a red move towards like this bottom trend line. And I'll draw it up so we can actually have it on there. Maybe you do a kind of a red to green attempt where you go down towards these levels and then bounce back up through 18 on the day. That's something to keep an eye out for. And of course, the Tesla Dragon had some news this morning. Let me give the news. Of course, Ryan probably has it on Benzinga Pro. That's where I got it, of course. But Reuters reporting that Tesla sold 74,073 China-made electric vehicles in September. This is down 10.9%. Year over year, according to data from the China Passenger Car Association. So this is why I also expect to see eventually Tesla take a hit. I've been talking about how I've been looking for downside action on Tesla. It looks like we're trying to make an attempt to run back there towards 270s. Let's see if this is where we fail. Do we fail and come right back down? This is what I'm going to be looking for. We'll see what happens there on Tesla. I don't expect positive for Tesla, especially for the end of the year and going into the early part of next year, as I expect a consumer slowdown. We'll see what happens there. Let's get out of the trade the pool hot stocks and let's go to my man Ryan himself. You guys out there, smash the like button. Let's get it up there. Come on, guys. We got to get some likes up in here. All right, let's take a look at what else is going on. Let's go to Ryan here and see what stocks he's looking at today.
All right. Well, the first thing that I want to take a look at is the SPY. You did a good job outlining what's going on with the whole conflict in the Middle East. That's definitely going to affect the broader market, and it's likely going to affect it in both directions. So just, you don't necessarily have to trade with that, but understand what's going on so that you can understand some of the different mechanics that are going on here. For example, travel stocks likely to be down, airlines, cruise ships, all down, energy up due to what's going on, defense contractors up, Lockheed Martin, things like that. So just keep those relationships in mind. That way you'll be able to make sense in some of those moves. Now, looking at the SPY here, we are down slightly from where we closed on Friday. Remember, if we take a look at an intraday chart on Friday, I think it's imperative to kind of remember what's going on here. We're lower here today, but we're still above where we were on Friday. Friday, we started lower on the data, and we really kind of traded up all day. Now we've retraced maybe about half of that move. So let's keep it all in perspective on where we're at here. As far as SPY, I mean, the one thing that would really concern me is that if we broke down right out of the open, broke beneath this 426 level, which has been kind of a big level for a while, that would be something to watch. We'll wait and see. I don't necessarily want to make a prediction, a lot of uncertainty going on. I'm going to react to whatever SPY does. Do we continue to break down? Do we bounce from here? That is yet to be seen. So that's kind of where we're at with the SPY. We are still in the purple shaded area. I think inevitably we end up going lower here, although I'm not positioned for a broader move lower, at least not yet. Now, let's go ahead and talk about some of the other smaller names that are moving. The first one on the list here is definitely going to be PRZO. This is definitely going to be in play here today. It's remained strong. So first of all, we traded up in the after hours on Friday, and we're trading up here again. Now, if we take a look at the news here, I don't see anything fresh here from today. Recall, though, on Friday that we do have its first commercial drone flights in populated areas using the PRZO safety system. So we've got a drone play here, and now we have a macro conflict. I don't know if there's any relation here. That would require a little bit of more due diligence. I don't think so, but I don't know offhand. Now, given everything that's going on, if we take a look here, you can see this has been really, really strong today. In fact, we've had 2 regressions back to the VWAP, only to turn into a tradable bounce here. So we'll see if we get that again. As far as for my own trading here on a name like this, I'd absolutely need this to come in. To me, right up here, this extended away from the VWAP, especially given what we've seen in terms of how it's traded back to its VWAP, this would be a massive chase. And I'm just going to wait this one out. When the market opens, hopefully we get a pullback on this. Hopefully we hold at or near that VWAP, and we should be able to get a tradable move on that. We'll see. PRZO definitely going to be in play here today. Next is going to be MTech. This is Maris Tech. This is up about 22% here on pretty good volume here in the pre-market. Now, if we take a look here at the news, we did have a PR this morning, Maris Tech to exhibit at Millipol Paris in 2023, featuring its AI-based intelligence gathering and advanced video payload solutions. So we're getting a PR here about a company that's going to present. I don't have the date here. When is that? We would have to look that up. It doesn't. I don't think it gives it here. Oh, yes, it does. Excuse me. November 14 through November 17. So we're about a month out, a month and a handful of days out from this presentation. This PR just telling you that, hey, they're going to present something AI related there. That seems to be enough to pop this stock 22% here today. We are kind of drifting towards a retracement here. Let's see. Again, not going to rush out here Monday morning on anything today. Really has to feel good. This doesn't necessarily. Let's see if we get any type of momentum and expanding volume. That's going to be the strategy for some of these smaller plays. In the absence of momentum or expanding volume, we'll look for something else that's a little bit more tactical. We'll see. Now, we were just talking about some of the other things that are going on here. That's going to be driving some of these ETFs that you also see on the movers list here. So USO is higher, XLE is higher, the semiconductor short ETF is higher, SQQQ is higher. So a lot of these other ones here are higher. If you want to trade those, go ahead. They're great vehicles. We'll see if they set up. I don't have any of them on. I'm not holding any of them over the weekend. So just something to consider there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chat, see how you folks are all doing here today. Smoke Tuna given a couple of stocks to watch here. We already covered PRZO. That one's going to be a big one. VACC seems to be another one. This one, no discernible volume here yet in the pre-market, but as you can see, we've recently been on a pretty big one. We retraced some of that. I think the question is here, and Smoke Tuna, correct me if there's something here that I'm missing. I think the question here is, do we start up another run, right? Do we move to 4, maybe even through 4? We've got highs here about 440 on VACC, so let's see if this one gets going. We are up about 7.5% here in the pre-market, just on kind of small volume. So keep this one on your list as well. Smoke Tuna, you also wanted to cover a couple more here. We'll do CDT. This is Conduit Pharmaceuticals. Don't see the trade here. Going to need some more on that one. Maybe this bounces here, but that is a pretty awful looking chart. Let's see if it looks different on the. Oh man, I'm gonna need some help there. That one looks pretty bad. CCG is another one that Smoke Tuna had here. We'll take a look at that. Don't see much here, Smoke Tuna. I'm gonna need some more context on some of these. I don't necessarily see the trade. Palantir, this one, Palantir, as we called it from Friday. Tell you what, every time I get around Strat Soldier, he makes me smile and laugh. Andy, the same deal. So thanks everyone for joining us on Friday. But Palantir here had a monster move on Palantir on Friday. This back down a little bit, retracing some of that move here, but doing a really good job holding. I think if this breaks maybe through some of these lows here, probably would retrace back to that 16 handle, about 30 cents away from there. But we'll see if this holds. Maybe this can go higher here. Palantir in play here today. The volume should be the tell on that one. Volume should be the tell. And the last one you had was MOB. Ticker MOB, that's Mobilecom. That is popping here. Volume a little bit elevated, but not crazy. So let's see if this really starts to take off when the market opens. That might give us a decent entry here to this trade. Okay, Lynn and Randy are watching Tesla for both sides of the trade. Nobody is shocked there. UAL canceled all flights. There we go. Understood. J2K ZYO, is that a ticker or were you trying to do something else here? We'll go ahead and check. Nope, not a ticker, or maybe that was just a mistype. NWLI, let's take a look at that here real quick. NWLI, you said this was a buyout in life insurance, better premium than MRTX. This was another buyout. What? So this is down? Oh, right. Okay. So let's go back in here. So shareholder Sunday. So this is being bought for 58 a share per share in cash plus one, worth up to $12 a share. Interesting. And this current price here, about 56. So we're a little bit, so this actually drifted down a little bit here. Not sure there's any trade on this, but trying to understand it. JL, I fully admit, I don't necessarily understand the insurance business there, but it looks like you're saying NWLI got a better premium buyout than MRTX. Interesting. I don't really think there's any new trades here. Carmen, good to see you this morning. Let's take a look. APLD. This is Applied Digital. Yes, this one is popping here. The interesting thing here, first of all, they have their earnings going on right now. They're trading higher. The company reported better than expected Q1 financial results. They also reaffirmed their guidance. This trading higher here. Conference call is in progress. So APLD catalyst going on right now, frankly, with that conference call going up on earnings. Good call there, Carmen. Let us know if you trade this one. This one definitely could have some juice here today. Good morning, 13. Great to see you again. Ben saying that Lockheed Martin is popping some more. Remember, all of those defense stocks likely to be in play with what's going on. Let's see. Yeah, Jay, there's no way I'm going to be able to determine your sarcasm in one line text in a YouTube chat. Going to need some help there. ACXP from Rick. Low volume, but could move. This has been moving here. Take a look at an hourly chart here. You see we were off the bottom here. We'll see if we can actually move through that too. For me to trade something like this, I would absolutely need volume to even consider it. Don't have that yet. Okay, I'm looking around here. Oracle's gapping up. Patrick, of course you're not being censored. What are you talking about? Yes, we saw your last post. No one is going to verify that Japan is dumping $900 billion in bonds. We're not censoring you. Come on, man. VCNX from Smoke Tuna here. Let's take a look at VCNX. This one, decent curl. Let's see, maybe this can move through that 110 and go higher here. VCNX, this actually definitely needs volume in order for this to be going on. What's up, Gary? Good to see you this morning. Happy Monday. Hopefully you're doing well. By the way, smash up that like there. I haven't seen some of you folks in a while. Banks preparing for a recession as per Market Watch. Yeah, I mean, we've been preparing here for a long time. I've been saying that we're in a recession for a long time, despite what the changing definitions are. Okay, Zscalers. You're saying this is green on an upgrade here. That is definitely interesting here. Zscaler had a huge day on Friday. Nice little move off the bottom there. Staying green here on that upgrade. Who was that? Barclays. Okay. And they gave it a 190 price target. Interesting. All right. Market is open. Let's see what we got here. Hopefully Mitch gets back soon. And let's see how we do off the opening print. Hang on, folks. Be right with you. All right. Good morning, Judge. Good to see you. No trades first 15 minutes. I agree with that, Smoke Tuna. I'm going to wait. Good morning, Ron. It's great to see you as well. Great to see a whole bunch of you folks. So Dave, shorting RCL here. Like that move. We said some of those travel stocks likely to be down with the conflict going on. Looks like Royal Caribbean short here. I'm a little bit more interested in the shorts, but let's see if this can pop back here. Ooh, SSYS first move here down. That trade has not gone well so far. That is for sure. ZS actually has a nice good daily setup there, by the way. Jay. All right. It's all right, Jay. We totally understand. RCL, nice. This continuing to move down here. Nice job, Dave. 88.02. This is already down $1 from that entry. Dave, nice job there on that short. Nice job on that short. PRZO going for that high at 230. Looks like there's a little bit of size there at 225 on PRZO. Let me bring that up here in Pro. Looks like they took it to that 225 and pulled it back here. No position for me. I, too, am waiting this out. I'm going to wait for a little bit better entry. I really don't want to put myself too at risk too early on here. PRZO coming back into that VWAP now. I got VWAP in my broker at 201, 199 here in Pro. Let's see if it holds this here and bounces. PRZO. Giants game went just as expected. Judge, LOL. Can I get a wellness check on my Cowboys fans out there? Everyone okay? You guys okay? You guys holding on this morning? It was a rough beatdown that the 49ers put on you yesterday. PRZO actually doing a decent job of bouncing from that VWAP spot here. We'll see if this continues. Got about 9 cents off that bounce. I'm not in it, didn't play it, but it is definitely bouncing here.
All right, guys. One of the really cool features that Trade the Pool has added to Trade the Pool, of course, is if you look at the top of your Trade the Pool, you'll see next to account, right? You see video where you have live streaming video, right? You guys can catch the latest videos that Trade the Pool has put out and also find us, of course, right there on the platform. So you guys can definitely find us on Trade the Pool. Check us out. I like that little feature.
PRZO right back to this VWAP here. We'll see if it. This has just been one of the big movers here, Mitch. I'll be honest. I'm not trying to get involved with this one here. I feel like I'll just be taking on too much risk. It has moved to the VWAP twice now. First time it did bounce 9 cents. See if it bounces here. Looks like it's trying. PRZO looks like it's trying.
I've definitely had a couple days away from the market, so out the gates, not going to be
slowing it down. Smart.
Really quickly. One of the easiest ways to get wrecked is be on the wrong side early. So for me, that's going to be what I'll be trying to avoid today out the gates. We'll see what happens. Like always, you guys smash the like button if you guys are enjoying the stream. You guys want to check out more, of course, you guys can always check out Trade the Pool. You guys see us trading it, and I'm going to start bringing it up here. We'll see what happens here out the gates, right? 934. Let's see what else is making moves. See what I can find, right? I mean, that PRZO looks like it's coming down. We'll see if it gets down through $2 in a second. I know.
Nice healthy bounce here off that VWAP. That VWAP, that right about it, that 2 level, nice healthy bounce here.
SQQQ is coming down right now. Looking around, guys. Looking around to see what's going to happen here. I think we could make even an attempt to go to 430s, but then turn right back down. It's going to be a tough day today to understand where the market's going. I can tell you right now, big tech is getting hit hard. Nvidia getting hit hard. Meta getting hit hard. Apple getting hit hard out the gates. That's why I think we can go lower. But some people were thinking that we were going to bounce. I think that we get a takedown today. We'll see what happens. Doxel going lower. Soxas looking good there. Nice little takeoff to 1120s, 1130s now. We'll see what happens there to see if it goes higher Nvidia is one that I think that could drop big today, and there it goes to 444. It's now getting hit hard. I mean, it's very hard to hold on to Nvidia. That's one thing I notice a lot of the times. Whichever way you're playing it, it might be better to play it quickly than to keep holding on, because that's one thing that I've seen in Nvidia is that it'll wipe you out on both sides. Looking around, guys, TSM struggling there. Oxy, I'm looking to see what happens with the oil today. Will it get the lift? Will it get hit? I think we eventually get a lift in oil. Oil's higher right now to begin with. It's the leading sector to the upside. Industrial is green also. Real estate green. We'll see what happens with that action. Financial services, I'm going to look for those to go red today. We'll see what happens there.
APLD actually did a good job of coming back to its VWAP. Might be bouncing from here. APLD. Dave saying volume is low on almost everything. Dave, that wouldn't surprise me either. Again, at least from where I sit here, kind of waiting for some things to shake out here before I start deploying capital for trades. I don't really feel great about any of these first moves. By the way, PRZO off that bounce, trying to roll back over, back down to the VWAP here. Look out below if this loses it.
Yeah,
good
I would
call,
be a little
13.
bit careful with that one. That's for sure.
Good call, 13. 13 here reminding us that there are still Asian holidays happening all throughout this week. So there's liable to be light volume on all of these markets, not just the Asian markets, something that we covered at length in happy hour. Shame on me for forgetting it. 13, appreciate the backup. APLD looking like it's coming through that VWAP now on APLD. Palantir, huge move here. Whoever was looking at Palantir, this thing just an absolute rocket out of the gate. Over Friday's highs, still pushing here, looking for that 17 level. Yeah, you guys with the idea to short early on the travel stocks, I think that might really be the good one here. I understand. I know I was talking about wanting to wait out the beginning of the market here, waiting for things to kind of firm up, all of that.
Yeah.
The reaction move there, given the events over the weekend, that was probably the right move out of the gate there. Kudos to any of you that took that. I ended up not doing that. I'll wait for a little bit slower setups, but credit where credit is due. That looked like a good move here out of the gate.
Yeah, and there's one that I would be looking at particularly, which is Booking. Nice exposure to the European markets, right? So if
Booking at the
can
lows
come
here,
back,
yeah, down 3% early.
if Booking could come back there towards like 299, 90s or 3,000, I can get short there. But other than that, the problem with Booking, right, is that it's a $2,900 stock, right? So it's very hard to come after in that sense. But I am seeing consumer-facing stocks getting hit today. That's the area that I like to see for continued downside action. Anything consumer-facing, still looking for downside action to come in. Let's talk about the overall market here, as technology is still red, but the SPY is going green here, trying to make a move to 430s, I feel, and then might reject there. We might have a green to red today. That's what I'm looking at least thinking. Looking at the Qs overall to see what happens there. That did make an attempt to break down through 361s, recovering back to VWAP. So we can keep our eyes on that. Palantir, a little bit strong there. I'll show you guys the QQQs right now. The Qs are getting that wipeout to 361. Now trying to recover this 361.40 level. Anything really holding below that on a 5-minute basis could see the continued downside in the Qs. We'll see what happens there. It's one of those days where I could also look at ARM to see what happens with that one. That one's in the green. Had a nice win on that last week, and to continue to watch it to see what happens this week. Seeing some tech starting to get a little bit of a bounce, starting to try to get back above VWAP. We'll see if they get above VWAPs, or will they reject it and go lower.
Apple's already trying to bounce here off that 176 level. We'll see if Apple has any more strength on it. Palantir breakout over 17 here, by the way, on Palantir. Bringing a Palantir 13's eye. I like that. Jay saying that the Dow went green. Dow went green briefly, still about flat here. We'll see if that can get some strength. Of all of the names, let's see. NASDAQ. Yeah, that's, I guess they're all just about flat, but I guess the Dow seems to be the strongest so far here. Smoke Tuna taking a look at MOB. I believe that was on the list from this morning, right? Smoke Tuna, help me out. That one looks like it's trying to go higher. How about BNOX? There's a wild one from last week on BNOX. That curling off the bottom might be trying to go higher here. PRZO trying to bounce off the VWAP again. APLD, man, big move down from those highs. Big move down from those highs. Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry, totally forgot, Mitch.
Not a word, guys. Looking at some good orange juice here because that's what I need first. Get my mind right, and then I'll be looking at making a good trade. Sometimes you need some good orange juice.
Yeah, priorities.
Right.
At least you have the priorities set here, Mitch. At least you have the priorities set here. I was watching APLD here, but APLD moving lower here. I don't feel good about buying this yet. Also checking Netflix here. David was asking, was there news here on Netflix? David, what I have from this morning, Needham reiterating a hold on Netflix, Goldman Sachs maintaining neutral but lowering the price target to $3.90, which is about $5 from where it's at right now. So that's the news that I see here on Netflix this morning. Nothing else on that.
All right, guys, I'm going to look to see if we can get close to 256 here for Tesla, and then I can start getting short off of like 255, 50s off 256. I'm looking for the CSOC sell also come back here towards the bottom 11 and maybe even 1090s, and then I'll start getting long on success. I'm looking for a little bit of some downside action coming into the market here. Tesla might be the first one that I come after.
I got to say here, it's fall. Fall has hit in Chicago, and I'm all about it. This is my favorite weather. Give me hoodie weather. Give me football weather. I absolutely love it. Cold outside. I'm stoked.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you on
stoked.
that.
I'm ready for it. And
Finally
I know I'm in the minority
cold.
here. It pisses a lot of people off. What I say, I like.
Finally got a little cold.
Man.
All right, guys. Trying to get short some Tesla here. No fill yet. I'll let you guys know if I do get a fill. Damn, no fill. It was close there. It hit 255.55, so I should be in already, but was very slow there on the bid. A little frustrated because it's already back down to 255, but I really need it closest towards that 255.50s if I'm going to try to get it here.
PRZO bounced off that VWAP. When is, oh my God, is that nasty? I'm so glad I'm not trading that here. When as high as 226, nasty yank, way below the VWAP, printed 191 on the low side here. Two big red candles on PRZO. Be careful if you're in that 13. Oh my God, 13. 13, sometimes better to be lucky than good, right? 2 for 2 in PRZO, literally right before the dump. Yikes.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Looking for another spike through the 255.50 so that I could get short here on Tesla, but missed my entry already. It could go right back down. We'll see what happens. The trade's there, but the truth is I'm not going to chase, especially on a day like today where I'm late to the market. Been off for a couple days, so I need to get in 255.50 just to risk off a 256 here. We'll see what happens. The move back up is a move through this 257. If you see 257, that's where the bulls can take control and get Tesla right back towards the 260s. We'll see what happens today. If we get a little bit of a pop, and then I can get short.
I'll be right back, Mitch.
No worries. All right, guys, going to keep trading here. We'll see what happens. Let's see what goes on in Tesla. Can I get it? Can I get it? Here's the 36 tries, 50s try. Can I get it? Come on, just a little bit more than 50s. There we go. Got 46 there. So got a little bit there, just a tiny bit to get started here. Now I'm going to let it tap a little bit above the 50s and I can add, but it's already going to 255. So that's looking good there. Looking to add it in the second here and hold off to 256. All right, that's looking good there. Couple rejections, up one, down one, up two, down two, up three, down three. I'm going to let it touch one more time to 255.30s, 255.40s. And if I can get that, I'll add a little bit more and then hold off of the 256 spot. I'm looking for another little spike here. If it just goes in my favor, I'm not going to be mad, and it's going to get me into the green. I'm also looking for SOX S. So I'm going to go looking for SOX S now. Now that we're off of the 11 spot, we just bounced off of that spot. Now I can look for this to come back up and kind of rip to the upside. I like the move back down. I'd look for a little bit of a move to 95. So see if I can get in. We'll see what happens. I'm going to set an alert here for 97s. I wanted to test one more time down here. Do a wick towards 11, towards 95s, and then get back up there. But doesn't look too bad right now. And I'm looking for Nvidia to reject VWAP and come right back down. That could be a trade itself. But I don't want to trade it off of Nvidia. Nvidia is a little bit too fast. And if I do trade Nvidia, I have to go downsizing to like 5, 6 shares, some crazy stuff like that, because it's just crazy on Nvidia's action. We'll see what happens if it rejects the VWAP here. It doesn't look too bad off the 447.50 spot. But I'm going back to Tesla and focusing on SOX S. This is now down to the 254.40 area. So I'm canceling my ad there and just going to let this continue to work. Put a stop loss at 256 right now, and then just look for this to do a takedown here. We'll look to see if we can get that takedown. SOX S is already at 11.10s, 11.15s. I'm looking for pullbacks towards 11 again. We'll see if we get it. Microsoft, will that go red? I think this is an important one to keep an eye out for. Of course, they've mentioned with the AI chip, right? That's green. That's pretty big green right now. I'm going to look to see if we reject here. But if Apple takes off to 177, 177, and Microsoft can take off to 130, 330s, then we could start seeing the market coming back with the big boys. We'll see what happens here. Apple trying to make that lift to 177 and rejecting. Google going into the red a little bit still. Nvidia right off the VWAP, now trying to test that 448 for the upside action. So is Meta. We'll look to see if the big boys just make a big up move. They are pushing right now, especially Microsoft. So be careful out there, team, if you are on the short side. All right, Tesla testing back here. It's going to be a quick one. It should test around 255.10s, maybe 255.25s. I shouldn't see higher than that. And we'll see what happens if I do need to get stopped out at 256. It'll be a very tiny loss. All right, looking around, what are you guys taking a look at? Richard in the chat, Meta at a key level, deciding which way to go. We'll see. Meta's been definitely one that's been hot since their mention, of course, of the Oculus 3. Looking at JetBlue, I want an entry of at a point at 430-ish. We'll see what happens there. Palantir flying from the start. Yeah, that's been showing up here. Now we're above my entrance there on Tesla. This is where I got to be careful because we could see the upside ripped in the Qs. The Qs are pushing towards the upside now. Now we're getting technology to go into the green. Of course, it was red earlier in the day. Now trying to get up there towards the leading sectors, right? Energy's making a big lift. We'll see if that comes right back down. Industrials also. Real estate having a decent day. Technology now just starting to lift off. Apple in the green. Microsoft in the green. Those are definitely one to watch. Now I'm getting a test here towards Tesla. There, it got stopped out there at the 256 there. It's a very small loss, only $7, really nothing. Essentially, now going to look to the market to see what happens. Will we get a continued lift off, or is this a fake out to the upside? Nvidia is up there now, back to 449. So if you guys think this is an up move, then we'll look to see if tech can continue pushing. ARM is strong, so that tells me that maybe you can get a continued lift in tech today, as you're getting a 55 move there on ARM as it goes higher. All right, we'll see what happens. We'll see if we start getting a tech move to the upside. I mean, it's interesting to see the up action on a day like today. Of course, it could be reverse psychology for the first part of the market. We'll see what happens there. Apple continuing to the upside. Google with a nice little push. Meta with a nice little push. Microsoft taking lead here. And I think, of course, that's all based off of the AI kind of comments. Now 327, the big price point here. Will we get a big pullback? I'm looking around to see what happens here. RTX also kind of making a little bit of an up move, but this one gapped up overnight. We'll see if it goes down here. Palantir has been strong out the gates, made a move there to 1740s. I'll look to see if it pulls back below 17s now. On Palantir, VWAP is around 1696. Maybe pullbacks closer towards 1688. We'll see what happens there on Palantir. All right, looking around to see what's making moves, team. All right, guys. Seeing the UVXY started to make a little bit of a lift there. FRO getting a little bit of a lift there. Frontline. Of course, you're talking now kind of oil. Trying to make a attempt to move through 19, going to that next level. Definitely starting to see oil start making an up move here. Chevron's still red. Wonder if this starts to get green here. You got some oil names pulling back, some making up moves. So definitely mixed noise there in the oil game. All right, we'll see what else is going on. Savant Trading, we'll see what happens there. Took Palantir at the open, still in, Ron. Hey, there you go. Shout out to you. Cybersecurity strong. Yeah, they were strong earlier. Let's see here. Cyber has some exposure there towards Israeli. That's getting a little bit of a lift. I see some cyber stocks up already. PanW, let's take a look there at the leader. Leader getting a nice little lift off there to 254. We'll look for pullbacks here. There's a lot of companies you guys can watch for in that cybersecurity space. Zscaler also getting a nice little lift there. CrowdStrike, yep, lift off also. So those are definitely names that you can keep an eye out for in the queues. What's leading the queues? Those two names, CrowdStrike and PanW and Zscaler. So Datadog also there showing up in the strength. A lot of cybersecurity showing up there at the top. Then Netflix having a decent day right now. Workday starting to get a little bit of a push up, and ENPH with a big move to the upside. We'll see if these can continue. It's been a strong strong open here when I thought many were thinking on the downside. I was one of those too. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look what else is making moves here. PayPal looks weak. Yeah, PayPal and Square, not ones that I really want. I don't want it at all. Oil selling off, short USO at 76.50. Hey, shout out to you, Dave. Go get after it, man. Armstrong on coverage today. We'll see. I think that's just mainly just because they're in tech names, and you know how the algos work. They've been holding ARM for a while. Let's go to Nvidia. Let's take a look there. Let's see if we're going higher here or rejecting right back down. Looks like that is a reject of 449, trying to hold the VWAP. Will it VWAP bounce here, or will it get a takedown? That's something to keep in mind. I'm going to go probably after success here, as it did make that attempt there towards the 1097. Still hasn't really broken down here. I'm just keeping an eye on it to see if we want to go higher through the 1130s, or if we're going to make a down move right back towards like 1089. I would like to see a little wick there into the 1090s, and then like to see it kind of get the lift. We'll see what happens. Keeping an eye on the stocks. Tesla's trying to make a move back to the 256. Did VWAP bounce? Now it's back above the 256. We'll look to see if it continues to the upside. See the 257 spot above it. That's kind of the bull move. Could still reject here and come right back down. So I'm just keeping an eye on the Qs here to see what happens. 363.20s. It is going up, but it's not the fastest move up. So there is some moves that are a little bit stronger than others, like Meta, Netflix, those cybersecurity companies. Adobe up a decent amount. Let's see what's down big. All right, down big. You got Moderna, Booking. We talked about that. Booking is coming back here towards some levels. Something to keep an eye out for. Airbnb going lower. That definitely took a major hit. MU taking a major hit. Monster taking a major hit. Costco taking a hit there from the top. So names like that definitely taking a hit here. Starbucks taking a hit there. Hilton was one that I was looking at. That's already weak, but it's just too weak here for me to come after it. Friday would have been some good levels to go off after, but it's looking for the breakdown through 147. We'll see if the market goes red today later on. Right now, the market's screaming green. We'll see if that turns around. The Qs. They're trying to get above that 363. What's going on out there, team? Yeah, of course. I'm with you that, Jay. I understand that. I'm just pointing out the biggest movers, at least in the Qs. The biggest movers, at least change percentage from the open, is 4% for CrowdStrike, 3+% for PanW, and Zscaler up 2.47%, and that's from the open. Datadog is the interesting one. It went red to green. Overall percentage is 3% in the red, but from the open, it's actually green. That's an interesting one. I like Square. If you believe in the company, you can buy Square below 2018 levels. Yeah, that's the hard part, right? Is that I saw Square back at these levels back in 2018. I was looking at that company back then in 2018. I liked it. Do I like it now? That's the hard part, man. I feel like there's just too much competition. And that's what happened there for Square. There's just too much competition. There's too many options out there. There's Toast. There's Swipe. How many payment things are there? This is why I also think that PayPal in the long run is going down. I don't like PayPal in the long run. StockSAS just hanging out there around the 1110s. I'm going to look for another downside action. That should come up with a little bit of an upside action here in the Qs. Let's see if we get that upside action and then a turnaround. For right now, I'm not playing the lift. Gold holding in there. Will GOLD get above 15s today? Something just to keep an eye out for. Will we get gold to lift up? Something to think about, right? Coal making an up move today, bouncing back. AMR getting a little bit of a bounce back today. BTU staying strong. This is an opportunity if you feel like oil is going to stay strong today. BTU off the 25 here. We'll look to see if it gets back to the 25.20s to the upside. All right, let's go to the smaller names here and see what I'm finding. FRO trying to make a little bit of a pullback here. UVIX coming down here. Palantir still holding up at the top there. MRO trying to get a little bit of a bounce. So is RTX here. Oxy finally bouncing. XOM going right back to the upside there. USO, we'll look to see if it gets to the downside today, or will it bounce? XLE trying to get a little bit of a bounce after being hit. JetBlue down big. We've talked about those names, how those are getting hit hard there. American Airlines now down towards $12. Glad I got rid of that one. NIO down also. XPEV. It's going to go red to green. We'll see what happens there. Not much, man. Not much I'm finding right now. It's a little bit of a slow day. PBR. Okay. We'll take a look at some of the oil names. PBR, trying to get that lift there. PBR, of course, oil name, trying to lift off the 1454s. We'll look to see if this can continue working its way back on the daily. Daily needs to get back there to 1550s. If it falls through like 14 again, I'd be a little bit concerned about this name. We'll see if it starts lifting through 15 today.
Sorry, Mitch, I'm back.
You're good, my friend. It's been slow. You haven't missed much.
I was actually I'll admit. So I was in a meeting that I had to go to. I'm sorry, folks, but I will admit during that meeting, I kept one eye on the market, and I noticed the same thing, Mitch. It really did seem kind of slow here. Looks like the SPY's trying to bounce back at least.
Yeah, it's one of those days where I'm not trying to fight the action right now. The
Yeah,
action's to
definitely.
the upside, and that's why I haven't gotten short again. I'm waiting to see if we get some downside action, but are we leaking to the upside? That's how I would describe this action because it's stair step up. It's not elevator move higher. So just be careful out there, team. We'll see what happens if this gets like a whoosh back down. That's what I'm scared about going along here because the truth is that we could get a little bit of a whoosh down. So we'll see what happens. I think it's back and forth right now. I can tell you guys, I'd probably I'd rather be in the mountains right now than trading this market.
Yeah.
It just seems like not a fun market to be in.
Like I was saying, it's fall here in Chicago. Give me a path in the mountains to hike up. I will forget about all this stuff. Just let me go walk in the mountains. Forget the screens, forget the market, forget all of that.
Yeah, man. Where the only thing you hear is the wind chimes. We'll see what happens out there. Of course, we got our lovely birds in the back. That might help me a little bit. I need the birds today.
I'll tell you what, man, it helps me every day. It helps me every day. I love it.
I need it. All right. So happy the cold weather's here, says Jesse. I agree. I mean, a little cold is not bad. I mean, freezing cold is not the fun, but yeah, just like what we're having right now, it's perfect weather. All right, SPY's slowing down there. And what time is it? It's 10 a.m. Let's see if we start to see a little bit of some reversal come in here. Of course, the market could just stay strong. SOXS is already pushing to the upside there. So I can't go after SOXS, but maybe I go after Tesla again here.
Speaking of reversal, that APLD, that was absolutely bonkers. What a reversal from that move out of the pre-market. Traded up to 620 and immediately reversed down almost 2 full points from those highs here. Currently at 462. Yikes. What a reversal in APLD.
All right, trying to get short some Tesla here at the 255.50s. It's already dropping fast at 255, so it could just drop off without me. We'll see what happens. If I get a little bit of a comeback fill, I'll try to do that. We'll see if it starts to bring the market down overall. Looking at financial services to see if they go red. They did start off in the green, and now I'm going to look to see if the KRE just drops like a tank. Looking to see what happens with the bank situation today. See if we just got a momentary bounce last week and then we get another takedown in banks this week. Because we did get a bounce back on Friday and Thursday on the banks. Looking to see if those go lower today. KRE setting up here for a little bit of a bold trap. I'm going to look to see if it goes to 40.95 and then fails. Tesla not giving me any fill there. That's a little bit frustrating. I'll look for it to see if it can come back to give me a fill, but it's just flushing down. No fill there on Tesla. SOXS, I couldn't grab it there, guys. I wanted to try to get after it. It's definitely bottomed in there. And look how that took off there to 11.29s now. That tells me that we could see some downside in some semiconductors. So we could go after some shorts there. As we're starting to see the lift there, now it's back above 11.15s. I would look for quick sweeps towards 11.10s to hold and then continue in above 11. We'll see what happens there on SOXS. That's just my outlook, Austin, but I hope that you're able to nail your trade if you are getting after SOXS. That's a nice push, man. I'm a little annoyed I don't have Tesla now.
PRZO bouncing back to its VWAP here. Let's see if it can push through it and move. PRZO, by the way, I haven't taken any trade yet here today. Still kind of waiting it out. Don't really see anything that appeals here.
Big downturn there in Nvidia. Look at that.
In the broader market, Q's rolling over here, Mitch.
Man, frustrated I didn't get any trade on that moment. Oh, low, man. Come on, Mitch. You're better than that. It's frustrating as hell, man. I had a chance there to play Tesla at the 255.40s. I wanted 255.50s, so hesitated there for a slight second. Tesla's now down to 254.75. I'm looking for one more move back above the 255.50s to get short big on Tesla, but we'll see what happens.
Dave covering RCL and calling it a day. Dave, I don't blame you. It is quiet here today. By the way, PRZO did rocket through 220 now on PRZO. So that move through the VWAP materialized. I did not take it. Wally, good morning. Asking me to check DVN here. Let me go ahead and do that real quick here. PRZO DVN. What do you need me to check here, Wally? What are we looking at? DVN. This seems to just be up with energy here. Oops. This looks to just be bouncing with energy. What are you looking at here, Wally?
KRE going lower, bank starting to drop. We'll see what happens if we get a little bit of a bounce there. Financial services in the red.
Tyson pounding the lows, 13. Tyson coming into our low 40s price point that we were looking at.
Bank's getting some takedown. I'm going to look to see if Wall can finally drop down through 42 today. That one looks good. It was just earlier short on the day. We'll see what happens on Wall. Tesla.
Watch it all the time, 13.
Looking for Tesla to come back so I can get shorted. All right, guys, like always, you guys see us trading with Trade the Pool right at the top. You guys can also get 260,000 in buying power and get the course exposure to ETFs, penny stocks. You guys see us using it here. Definitely hit the link in the description below. I'll go ahead up and throw it up in the chat. You guys can always get funded up to 260,000 short and long any of these penny stocks, which I think is a very important outlook, right? You can get short these if you just want to short penny stocks, right? So be careful out there, team, but definitely hit the link. Check it out.
Yeah, Jay, that's one of the things that we're watching here, right? We're not interested in the falling knife aspect of it. We're waiting for that bottom to confirm itself. If I don't get that bottom, I don't get that bottom. But what I'm not going to do is have my hand sliced open by a knife.
All right. It's Thanksgiving in Canada. We don't have it off, man. We should just have it off. Damn it. I'm frustrated over here because of Tesla. Look at that, guys. It's just wiping out on me and not giving me a chance to join the trade. So
PRZO 243 now. Wow, PRZO, big move.
So frustrated on that Tesla now. Just seeing it wipe out and not being able to get into the trade is just very frustrating right now. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Just gotta wait. Just gotta be patient. Look for trades to come back to me versus me chase.
PRZO, just incredible. So real quickly, let me put up my screen here. This is what we talked about on PRZO. The one thing that we really needed here was the expanding volume. And we did get a little bit of volume out of the gate. It didn't really expand. The first expansion of volume were the two big selling sticks, part of that knife. Once this stock really kind of found a bottom in that 180, 190 handle, we did start to get this type of volume expansion through the VWAP. That's actually a pretty good trade here. I ended up not taking this one, but we did patience here. This is exactly, here, let me ban this guy. Sorry. There we go.
I got it. I got
okay,
you.
Thanks.
You got it.
The expansion trade here, the patience is really the key here, right? We didn't really get any good setup here out of the gate. 13, I know you scalped it a couple of times off the VWAP. Cheers to you. But the big move here came after waiting for that volume expansion. That's going to be the theme. I'm going to keep trying to do that this week here.
Ben in the chat talking about Mitch. I wish you held your Walmart short, and yeah, you and me both, Ben. But hey, it is how it is, guys, and that's why I like swing trading sometimes. You got to know how to come after it. But yeah, definitely Walmart getting a big hit today. Now down to 154, and I was shorting it up there in the 160s So you guys can see where it's at now, 154. It definitely looks like it's just falling off the wagon. Costco is now falling off too. I think this could come back lower today. It is coming back to the VWAP right now. So this does give us an opportunity if we think that we're going to see the downside come in on Costco, maybe 555 or 554s. Something to think about. Just looking out there for shorts. Tesla rejecting the VWAP there. Could go lower now. We'll see if we do get the takedown now. I'm going to look to see if Microsoft goes red. If that goes red, that's where you really got to be careful because that's what's moving, at least from the big boys, that looks really strong, that has some catalyst, actually has a news driver, right? The AI chip. That could drive Microsoft higher. If Microsoft just goes red, yeah, I think that's when we definitely see some downside action. Mystery Man saying my best trades were swing trades. Me too, my friend. Me too. Looking around, guys. Looking around. Microsoft starting to get hit there. We'll see what happens if it rejects 327.50s and comes right back down to VWAP. Apple now into the red. Look to see if VWAP bounces. Nvidia rejected, not even coming back to the VWAP. Oracle's a strong Oracle. What do I mean, Oracle? Meta's strong. Oracle's getting hit now. But Meta is the one that's deep into the green, at least from the big boys. Could see Microsoft take the hit there or just take the lift off. We'll see what happens here. Q's right around the VWAP. Right actually above the VWAP. Battle's on right now. Stocks are still hanging up to the upside there. SQQQs could be one way to come after this now if I think we're going to get some downside action to come in here. Just seems kind of slow, kind of dull today. Look to see if Apple goes down here. Microsoft still staying to the upside is something that I'm just focusing on. Because once Microsoft goes red, I think it'll just drag the whole market.
Is that the last one that's kind of holding it up right now?
Microsoft and Meta. Microsoft and Meta.
Okay, because Nvidia's already moved. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right about that, Mitch. Good spot there.
Yeah, those are the two holding this up, right? Meta's up 2% from the open. Microsoft up 0.74. Google is up also. Google. That's another one, right? Those are the Google.
I've never heard someone do that before, so that caught me off guard a little bit there.
The Googster, bro.
The Googster. Jeez.
The Googster. That's what I'd be watching, right? Because Microsoft has that AI news at least, right? And that AI news could continue to lift in Microsoft, which helps what the AI names, right? And so we'll see if we get a wicked reversal there in Nvidia back to the upside. The bigger boys starting to lift here. Google's starting to lift there. Microsoft trying to push through that 327.50. And that's why I'm not getting short again here just yet, because the big boys are going to tell us today the magnificent 7. Dun, dun, dun. Black Cat. Bought 5 shares of Square. If it keeps falling, I keep nibbling. Hey, shout out to you, Caleb. Hey, if you want to take a shot on Square, power to you, my friend. Nobody's going to tell you you're wrong. The market can always do that for us. We don't need to be the ones. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the market says that, hey, you got a dead on. You got the bottom. We'll see what happens there. Stark is one that I'm looking at today. If maybe it just does a takeoff here towards the end here. That's one that I could think about. Or maybe just shorting ARKK, right? We'll see. what happens in ARKK if it does lift off there. It's trying to stay strong right now. Best one there, Palantir. Palantir has been strong, that's for sure. Coinbase getting strong there. Now Path, Shop getting a nice little lift. So some of these like kind of momentum names starting to get a little bit of a lift. That could help, especially with the bigger boys, if they make a little bit of a push here like Microsoft, and then you see the momentum names kind of push. That could get the lift. I'm seeing Unity up also, back above VWAP. Square back above VWAP. So you guys that are looking at Square, that's going to help you if you want your momentum names to go. I think we need to see tech get the lift right now. What's in the red? Basic materials going in the red. Cyclicals, defensives. Energy still leading. I think oil might actually make it back there towards 96, man.
I think this might be the start of a multi-day move up in oil, Mitch. I wouldn't be shocked if those levels get hit. By the way, PRZO still flirting with taking out the highs at 248.
You're still watching that PRZO?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't feel comfortable trading this one. By the way, I'm also watching RCL, which Dave shorted earlier. That was an amazing short out of the gate here. This is probably the stock du jour. I definitely feel a little bit frozen here today in terms of my own like actual trading, but I gotta stay on what's moving here. And yeah, PRZO, definitely watching it here. It feels like a chase here, but it sure feels strong. Like it's going to take these highs out. We'll see if we get more expanding volume.
A lot of resistance here from the daily chart on the 31st. A lot of resistance in the 235s, 250 area. So that's where I'm thinking that this could top out right here in the 240s, 250s. But we'll see what happens. It's a tough one. That's for sure. It's a smaller name. Palantir up to 1765. Halliburton getting a little bit of a lift there. If you think oil can go higher, this FRO doesn't seem too bad as it's been hanging on. Now back below VWAP. Will it make a move to 1945s? Something to think about. I like to pull back here to 1915, then get the lift. But we'll see what happens there on FRO.
Yeah, 13. I agree. Lots of resistance is forming above 240 on PRZO. My thing here is that maybe there's one more knife in this before those get taken out, right? Come back to VWAP here, big move on volume, and then maybe another rip through some of that resistance. It's going to need something to move through those resistance levels. Just not sure if it's got it yet. It should probably shake out some of those weak hands first. That would be my guess. We'll see if that's what we get.
We will see. Tesla's coming back up, guys. Microsoft.
Palantir still a beast. Yeah, they're taking out some of that size in the mid 240s on PRZO. There's a pull.
This is a hard one, guys. This is a hard one. I'll tell you that. I don't have no edge where the market's going right now.
Neither do I. That's why I'm kind of sitting this out.
I'm just looking to see if Microsoft can stay green. Microsoft
is trying to bounce again here.
I think that all has to do with the big boys, just right at the top of the range. Look at what Apple just did. Apple just put a big move back towards 177. Definitely a battle right now. Normally, I'd take more trades by now, guys, and that just goes to show you how I'm just not seeing the edge out there right now. Could be one of those days where it's just going to be back and forth. Pan W is still staying at the top of the range. That's staying strong. So those names staying hella strong right now. Halliburton making another move. Will that get the nice little push? Oil and gas names have been pretty strong on the day. Oxy lifting there, guys. So that looks like it's an interesting play. Chevron went red to green. Now green here. Gush trying to make a move above 37s.
PRZO just took out some size at 245. They immediately refilled it.
XOM trying to break a new high. We'll see what happens there. Definitely just still the battle right now between the Bulls and the Bears. I'm starting to see some rejection happen in Microsoft there. It's just hard to get short Tesla too right here, because the truth is that there's a lot of other stocks that are holding up the market here. I want to get short Tesla there, but the overall market is still holding in there. That's where it gets harder to front run the action. You can see how the Qs are setting up. They're trying to get above the 363s, but could wipe out below back through its 361s here. Stocks S right back to VWAP. Just seems like it's all over today, guys.
Ryan, so I actually still have mine. It's slightly green. I haven't closed it down. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with mine going forward. I haven't figured out if I'm going to keep it open, maybe make some trades there, maybe roll it into something else. I still have it. It's slightly green, but nothing of note.
Well, I took my money and ran, Ryan, because at the end of the day, I was up a cool like 25, 26%, somewhere in between there. So I took the small account off and took the gains. Can't be mad about that. Did pretty good in that small account challenge. And why? I think a lot of that, a lot of it was I was looking at it in my swing trading approaches that was helping me. That FRO trade now to 1930s was just down there towards the 1920s. Now starting to get the lift off. We'll look to see if it gets through that 1940s. Oil names doing pretty well there today. MRO starting to go higher. SLB. Let's see if that can get a nice little move here. USO now pushing there through the 77.20s. I know someone was short USO earlier. That one's a little bit of a danger move. I feel like this could really push oil right back to the upside. Of course, situations in the Middle East could be breaking down. We did have a deal that was supposed to happen between the Saudi Arabia and the U.S. I think that's definitely on the fence now. I don't think it goes through now. And that could definitely affect oil in the long run. All right, no worries. I got the band hammer out there, guys. It looks like we're having some bots today.
That means that we're winning.
Yeah, that means we're doing something right. So smash the like, guys.
Something right. So smash the like at those guys.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it.
Bro. Smash them up. CNQ trying to go higher. Front FRO. Look at that. That was an interesting one, guys. SQQQs going lower here. Will the Qs take off here? Microsoft, I think, is definitely the one to kind of keep an eye out here. It's going to determine a lot, I feel like. You could see it just battling here. You see pullbacks on Microsoft are battling to the upside. Palantir still going higher. Yeah, pushing strong there. PRZO, will that make the next move? It just went to 245, failed again there. 1, 2, 3, 4 times to fail above the 248, 248.50s. Ooh, I'm getting tempted on shorting PRZO.
I think a flush back down to VWAP is probably in order here.
I'd love to get 240s. A little move to 240s here and then risk off the 250s. It's 35s and 36. Like to see a little pop here to 240 and then fail. Big fail after that 240. If I do go short this, I really need to be careful with the squeeze, right? Because the squeeze could be way higher on this. This will be a quick trade if I do take it, team. So just be careful out there. This is high risk.
High
I'm not
risk.
seeing anything, but to tell you the truth, might as well go after something that I could get some risk to return here. But I need to see that attempt to the upside. So I don't want to be shorting on the attempts to the downside. I want to short actually on the strength move and then see it reject. So you give it a second. I'm going to look this to go blue. Let it hit 240, 240, 240, 240, maybe even 241, 242. And then whack, right back to the 230s. We'll see what happens. I'm taking a look at the Qs too. Still looking at the Microsoft move. It did push towards the upside there, but not really a big move to the upside, but it is still stair-stepping higher. Apple's still stair-stepping higher too. So that could keep the market higher. There's a 236. See what's going on, guys. ARM is dropping. That's one to think about, right? All right, guys, smash the like, guys. How you guys enjoying the stream today? It's a little bit slower day. Of course, a holiday with the bonds not opening up either. I think that's actually weighing on the markets. SPY volume is definitely down.
Microsoft did set new highs and came right back in.
SQQQ is trying to make a new low here. I look for those to make a new low and then see the reversal come back into the market, but that's just me. StoxX is still holding VWAP. That's interesting. Microsoft turning around a little bit there from the topping action. We'll see if this actually brings it down. Tesla definitely went. I had my entry opportunity there. I've missed it plenty of times today at 255.50s. It went right back to there and rejected. Nvidia looking interesting here. That'd be a short off 449 if I wanted to take the shot. What else looks good there? I'm looking around, guys, to see what I could get into, especially on the short side, because that's the way I'm seeing it. But hey, it's mixed markets out there today. It's $4 to the downside, so got to be careful here, but looking at it as an opportunity. All right, just started seeing some downside there. Going to look for a quick sweep back here to 447.70s. If I could get 447.70s on a quick sweep back up, I'll take it. He's struggling, now rejecting a little bit there. StockX now back above VWAP. SQQQ's coming off the bottom again, 1955s.
All right, Mitch, unfortunately, I've got to jump for the day, but I am going to be back tomorrow. I'm sorry about having kind of a slow Monday morning here trading-wise, but we'll catch back up and we'll be right back at this tomorrow. Take care, Mitch. Take care, everyone else. Be sure to smash up the likes from my man Mitch here.
Yeah, of course. I see in the chat a comment that's disturbing me right now. And the reason why it's disturbing me is that at the end of the day, guys, smash up those likes, guys. We do this absolutely for free. You know, there's plenty of chat rooms out there that are charging you guys hundreds of dollars just for this stream that we do here for you guys. So do us a favor, guys. Smash up those likes. Let's see if we can get it up there to 200. Really, what it does, guys, is it shows you guys out there that you guys support us and you guys want to stay on and continue doing this live trading stream. If you guys want Benzinga to continue this, we got to get those likes up, guys. Smash it up. Yeah, they're absolutely free, guys. And it just really just shows Benzinga that you guys want to keep Ryan and I on. All right, starting to see a little bit of some up action here. Will I take a short on Nvidia? That's what I'm battling right now about. I'll take the shot here. I just need a little bit of a bounce here. Need it back above 447.50s. I'm trying to be patient here, guys. I would love to see a little bit more pop here and then the fade come in. So I'm going to give it a shot here, but I'm waiting for it to bounce and then I can get short. KRE coming back there to VWAP also, something that I'm just going to keep in mind. And we'll see what happens here. Do we get the spike through is something that I'll keep watch. Microsoft is definitely something that I'm watching to see if it's going to spike back to the upside here. Getting that Nvidia push. If I do go after Nvidia, I'm going to go after it at 10 shares at a time. Look for maximum shares, 30 shares. Seeing that KRE starting to come back there, that it's interesting for me, at least on the KRE. I'm just wondering if the market comes down here. The battle's on right now. The Bulls and the Bears trying to battle. The Q staying above VWAP here. That's why I'm not short yet. Just trying to be patient here, guys, and then take some bigger trades towards the end of the show here. Mitch, do you think that the SPY will be most likely to be sideways today? Yeah, that actually makes sense, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it could definitely just go sideways here. The SPY is just kind of playing around right now, and it's also making moves back off of the kind of bottoming action, right? I think what we really are looking at to see on the SPY is if we start to come back here through resistance. Resistance has daily levels to look for. And I think that this is exactly what I'm looking at here, guys. When I look at the daily charts, look how this looks like it's just rejecting this move. So it's rejecting to go back above 430s. That's going to be the bull move towards the upside. Right now, that's what bulls are looking for, a move back above this 430s. If it can't get above that 430, though, we could reject and come back down to this 425 today. At least that's what makes sense for me. So that's why I'm looking at potentially shorting here. We'll see what happens. All right, just saw an attempted move there towards the upside for Nvidia. I'm going to start getting short here on Nvidia in just a second. All right, just got a starter there. Starter on only 10 shares just to start. Now I just got to continue to watch a move back above 448 and I can get out immediately. So it's only $10 risk right now. I'm looking to add, but add towards closer towards 447, 447.50s. Now just looking at Microsoft to see if Microsoft's going to take off. Because if Microsoft takes off, I just got to get the heck out. Microsoft making that third attempt move through the highs. We'll look to see if that actually holds and then takes off to the upside. Move back above 328 on Microsoft. That could be the upside continuation. I'm keeping a close eye on Microsoft to see what happens. Does it go back above this high, or does it hold this low and close below that towards this low, this 325.80s? KRE rejecting the VWAP. That looks interesting there for me also for short side on the banks. So this is that banking short. Looks interesting for me. On this one, I'm going to stay out right now until I see JPM give up. JPM is still strong right now. Nvidia trying to break down. Microsoft just showing like it's just on the battle right now. This is where I can expect a breakdown move to come if it's going to come. All right, there you go. We start to see a little bit of breakdown. Now I'm looking to maybe add here closer towards my entry, and then I have to hold off slight highs of this 447.80s. So I move back towards my entry. I could add and then look for the takedown. Microsoft still hasn't made its move, and that's also something that I'm keeping a close eye on. Do want to throw out the link. Of course, you guys see us using here a trade to pull if you guys want to get short like I am right now in Nvidia and not have to worry about borrows or anything like that. Check out trade to pull, of course. All right, what are you guys looking at in the chat? Lynn, let me know. Maybe I can sneak off. Looking around, guys. This week we have PEP's earnings. That's interesting. CPI numbers on Thursday. Marty staying on top of things. Friday, the big day for the bank earnings. That's definitely going to be something to watch out. Will they front run the bank earnings? Sometimes they do that. So that's something that I'm just keeping a close eye on. All right, guys. Microsoft still hanging in here. I'm going to look for some downside to come in now. Starting to see Microsoft give up a little bit here. I'm adding a little bit and now going to go ahead and set a quick stop here. About $10 risk here. Set the stop. Get my 20 shares in. Can add 10 more shares. Not going to let it go back through this 447.40 area. And now I'm looking for the takedown. But Microsoft needs to get the takedown first also because that's the stronger move. So you see how this rejected. Gave me a harmy here. I'm looking for the takedown of this low and a move to 326. Let's see what happens here. The SOX also ripped to the upside. That's another way to kind of play this. SQQQ could be a play there. Also looking at the KRE to see if it rejects again. There goes Nvidia a little bit to the downside. There goes Microsoft a little bit towards the 326.30s. Tesla hitting the 254s. So that 255.50s today on my Tesla outlook was so good. Just didn't get the entry again. Look at that takedown on Tesla. That could have been a really nice trade here on Tesla. You can see how it's very symmetrical there. Doesn't look bad at all. I kind of really like this trade on Tesla. It's going lower there. That's going to help me on my Nvidia. Now I'm up a decent amount, up 25. So at this point, I shouldn't lose. So I can put my entry stop a little bit lower just to protect myself. And I'm looking for the takedown through the 444. Takedown through the 444, and I will take half off and then just look for this to continue working for the rest of the day. There's a little bit of a takedown there. That PRZO, is that on continuation or takedown? Oh my God, it gave me the trade, guys. How did I miss that? How did I miss that, guys? Wow, 13. I could have destroyed that. Talked about 240 short off 250s, back down to 2. Missed the short there on PRZO. It was a nice trade outlook. I just didn't go into it. I started watching Nvidia again. Nice little takedown here. This looks like it's going to keep cracking too. I could see this going all the way back down, all the way to like 150s. So that PRZO looked like a good short for me. Just didn't get it. Oil still going higher here. Nvidia, will it break? Microsoft going back to the VWAP. Q's going through below the VWAP now. Looking to see if they break 362, going to 361. Google starting to come down a little bit. That's still staying strong, though. Meta was really strong, now back at VWAP. What a move there, and what a takedown. Now we're starting to see some takedown in tech. Be careful out there, guys. This could keep coming down. All right, guys, down to 445.80s. Should see the takedown through the 447s. Let's see if we can just get this to keep going through and just wipe out on Nvidia. Nvidia is a hard trade, guys, but at least I was able to get a nice entry here. Now the key is sticking with a close risk to return. So close risk, big return. We'll see what happens there. Smash the like out there, guys. Over 300 of you guys checking out, of course, Trade the Pool. Short here on Nvidia. Been looking for the market to reverse on the day. That's what we just got. Now, the only question is, will we actually go lower? The SPY is going lower below VWAP. Qs were below VWAP. Let's see if that starts to break down. KRE is another one that I'm looking at potentially shorting here and seeing the banks go down, but that's just my outlook here. KRE just rejecting that 40.90, could move up to 41. I'm going to start getting short here in a second here. Let's see if I can get 40.90s, get short off 41. Maybe even 48.88s here. JPM, let me take a look at how that one's looking. It's hanging in there. That's what's keeping me not from shorting KRE right now. It's JPM just hanging in on the 144.20s. You can see how this is still a bullish intraday chart. I'm looking for it to really take out the lows and start coming down here to break this kind of symmetrical triangle outlook. And of course, we have some support and some resistance here. This is acting as support right now. The only question is, will it take down through the 143.80s? Nvidia going lower, that's going to hurt the Qs trade. That looks to me like I could come after KRE now. I want to go ahead and take the shot here, guys. All right, so I'm getting short a little bit of KRE in the 85s, looking to add some more into the 90s here. All right, looking to add a little bit there on the KRE and looking for Nvidia to do the takedown through the 445s, going to 444s. Will be another buck. Can give us another 20 bucks. We'll be up about 50, and then I can really start letting this trade work and just being break even from now on. I really shouldn't let this come back through my entry. So I'm tightening it down now. So no matter what, I'd get out. But I still have it above 447 to give me a little bit of room here for a little bit of a push back to VWAP and then a rejection of VWAP. Microsoft trying to hold the VWAP. We'll see what happens on Microsoft. I think that's still an important stock to watch. If you guys think that we're going to have a bullish day, this could be a play to the upside here for Microsoft. What? It's like we got some new features that I can use. That's going to be exciting. Nice. All right, getting a little bit of a bounce back here. 446 coming back there, and we could see a little bit of a comeback. And I see right off the top, I see Microsoft making a move to the upside. We'll see if it breaks out towards the 327. That's where I'm getting a little bit concerned. I'll keep watch on that. Canceling my ad right now in the KRE just to see the Qs reject here. Come right back below the VWAP, and then we start finally getting that complete takedown. JPM already spiking a little bit here, so I got to be careful with this KRE trade. I'll look for a little bit of rejection here in the 90s. Microsoft trying to make an up move here. I think that's definitely something that I'm going to keep an eye out. Qs and SPY right back to VWAP. Let's see if we reject VWAP and go lower. XOM going higher, 111.60s. So I had a really good outlook today, just not executing. Could have got short Tesla, made a really good trade there. Could have got long on the oil names. I've been looking for oil names since the beginning of the show. You guys can rewind that and check the pre-market outlook. Looking for oil to get back into the 90s in the long term, and XOM just pushing right back up there, 111.60s. We'll see what happens if oil can just keep pushing. Now at this point, Nvidia should kind of give us that nice little takedown attempt. If it goes back through 447, I want to get out of that. Could just take the $12 here and run, or the $20 and run, but there's no point in that. I'm looking for a little bit of a bigger win and the takedown. All right, guys. You sold Nvidia put, made 50 bucks. There you go, Matt. Take that money and run. Go buy the dog something good. Looks like you got a nice dog there. Look at CCJ uranium taking. It's a good thing definitely to catch. I mean, I'll just say, bug log, analyst and price targets. I don't pay any sense to them. Now, do I want to see that analysts have buys on my stock? Yes. But do I pay attention to particularly what's the high, the low, what's their average price? No, because I always feel like analysts are late to the party. That's just the way they trade. At least I feel like it. All right, guys, we're going to look to see if the Qs can finally just reject here and not come down. If they start coming back above 362.50s, can completely just get out of the Nvidia trade. I could add to this position short right now and then hold the rest break even, but I'm just going to keep it with my average and break even stop now. No matter what, I will not lose on that Nvidia position. Now looking at the KRE to add and go short a little bit more on this KRE. All right, getting short a little bit more on the KRE right now. I'm going to look to continue to add on this position. Definitely don't want it back above 41. So right now the risk is that 41, but really it shouldn't get back above the 40.95s. So I'm just going to continue to watch this one right now. Don't want to risk more than 30 on this trade. Nvidia looks like it's trying to make that new low. Can we get that takedown look here through the 445, going towards the next levels, the 444s? That's looking good right now. 445.25s. I needed to take out the 445 spot and go $1 lower to really show me that Nvidia is letting go. Caesar says the market feels strange today, and I agree. It's not easy. All right, guys, it's 10:48. Going to be wrapping it up in about 5 minutes as I bring you guys over, of course, to the next show, the Trader Bacon Show, where they show you guys who's getting the bacon out in the market. Richard, you're out. No worries, man. Take care. Smash the like. We got a lot more for you guys right here. Sydney, like the comprehensive approach of the Beach Bum trading crew. Get after it, guys. I want to be a beach bum. All right, the KRE going lower, now starting to get in my favor. The Q's starting to cut down here. This is where I could add to the position and look for a little bit of a bigger win if I wanted to. Now's my shot. Do I want to take the shot? Yes or no? I already added on the KRE. I'd have to lower down my stop loss here to the 40.95s. I'm going to be patient on this and just let the continued position work that I already have. Now just looking for the takedown. There's the attempt there. 445.19s on Nvidia. Qs are going towards that 361.80s. I wanted to see the Qs go to 361. That would be the continued takedown attempt here. 362s seems to be holding right now. Will we get a move to 361 and see the takedown? Buglog saying you're correct. I typically don't hold a lot of weight to analyst opinion. I just believe once the merger with Spirit happens in the first half of 2024, JetBlue is going to double. Bug, can't blame you, man. I've been trying to call the airlines too, and I don't see like that's a bad pick right there. There's them down and move in the Qs to 361.50s. Now Nvidia deep into the green here for us. Now I'm actually lowering the stop loss towards 446.50s because I want to take a win no matter what at this point. Now I'm looking for the 444 cut down. If I could do that, being a nice one there. Look at the KRE now down to 40.70s. This is where I'm going to look for this one to really cut down here, lowering the stop now towards only $17 risk and looking for this to really start cutting down here. Nvidia, will this kind of really break down here? I'm looking for the cues to go towards the 361. That's going to be the move that will continue the takedown. And I'd look for Microsoft to start letting go here. We'll see what happens. 326 is still hanging in there for Microsoft. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. If that recovers, you could still see Microsoft green here. You could see the battle on the 326 right now. We'll see what happens there. Quick tune in for hitting the like. Appreciate you, Jan. Always good to see you out there. Hope your trading's going well. All right, so we're in the green at least, and now looking to make some big green. Let's see if we can do it, right? So the KRE, looking for that to go lower, looking for the Qs to go lower, looking for the SPY to completely let go. And you guys can see how the SPY is really red right now as it starts to get hit here. Look at that downside action. Now we're red for the day. Remember, we opened up right here. Opening price was 427.35. Now we're at 427s. Will we bounce off this 427 or will we cut through the support of 426.40s? Something to think about. That PRZO is back down to $2. I could see that one going lower. Be careful out there with that penny play. Seeing some other names starting to pull back. The VXX really pushing here. Success is one that I've been talking about all day. Now starting to go higher. SQQQs is another way that you could have been playing this on the pullbacks to the 1950s. Now back up to the 1980s. Let's see if that keeps going. And then, of course, oil staying hot. Now SLB pulling back a little bit. So maybe you get a little bit of some VWAP bounces. We'll keep an eye out those for oil names. Can the SPY take a new leg down and the Qs take a new leg down? The Qs rejecting 361.80s on the recent move. Let's see if this really starts to do the takedown through the 361 spot. So you see this wick that we had at the open? We had a wick where it went down there towards a low there of 360.78. So a move through 361. That's what I'm looking for right now. Was that a fake out to the downside where buyers stepped in and they step in right here again? Or do we wash those buyers out and we go lower? Man, the spam today, it's getting real. All right. Jan said, just started with a new job. I'm quite busy right now, but playing Nvidia to the downside today. Don't trust the markets the last week, so I'm going to play it slow. I agree with you, Jan. And like always, one thing when we start new jobs, let's find ways that we can still trade a little bit, but at the same time, focus on our job too. I think it's a little bit of mix. There's nothing wrong with having a good job and trading the markets. You just need to find how you give yourself the advantage. I wish you the best out there, Jan. All right, now just looking for continued downside. Like it should start to keep leaking in here. Nvidia, I wouldn't want to see it back above 446 now. Canceling my stop right now, but just focusing in here as we're starting to get a little bit of a bounce back. Qs are trying to get back above 362. And Microsoft bounces off 326. I think that's still vital to keep an eye out for. Looking to see if we're going to continue lower here. Qs is the battle right now. 361.82s. You can see how the 362 tried to get back above that. We're just holding in here right now. Let's see if we wipe out this bottom line. All right, guys, it's 10:54. In about 2 minutes, I'll be getting out of here and getting you guys over to the Trader Bacon Show. Smash the like out there, team. Walter said, someone give me a good job, please. There's good jobs out there, Walter. Keep looking. All right, let's see if the oil names go higher here and if we start to see the second layer of the downside action come in. All right, guys, looking for some bigger names to see what else is making moves in the markets today. Oxy trying to make another up move. Palantir pulling back to the VWAP. Will Palantir get the lift off right here? That's another one you guys can keep an eye out for if you guys are trying to play the up action on the day. It's right below VWAP and is held here before the 1720 area. We'll see what happens on the day. Nvidia holding in resistance right now, but could make a move back above 446 if the Qs start to get back to VWAP here. I think that's all about Microsoft. Microsoft is bouncing off of VWAP. 326, 325, 75 area has been holding in there. Looking to see the Qs make that down action right now. If not, I'm going to go ahead and start taking some profits here, but we'll see if we get that reaction back below towards the 361. Tesla, man. That would have been a killer trade today, guys. A little bit frustrated on how I traded Tesla and not getting my entries. Look at that. Really good outlook. Short side, Tesla today. That was one that I was watching for the downside action. I think this one could leak big too, especially with the China news that was out there. Not doing well in sales in China. Already expected sales to probably come down in the US. It isn't looking good here for Tesla. Look at that down, man. Should have had 255.50s today. Be up about 2 or 3 points already. See if the Qs can do that takedown now and really finally start getting some profits here in Nvidia. All right, just looking for the final takedown attempt here. Qs testing down to the downside here. Don't want to see it back above 362 now. Let's see what happens here. You see the move really quickly towards that 362. You can see how it's attempting to come back there, right? It's trying to give the bulls some life here. Microsoft still holding in. So that's one you can watch if we do go green. The crow's alive. All right, guys, we'll see what else is being out there, team. Yeah, I think Tesla's going to start taking a long-term hit, but that's just my outlook. And Nvidia's on the fight. A lot of that is just the Qs not letting go really here. So slow, guys. All right, but it's 10:58, guys. I wanted to show you guys the last move here. So I'll give it this last minute, but I'm wrapping up right now, guys. 11 a.m. Going to get you guys over to the Trader Bacon show. I do want you guys, of course, to check out Trade the Pool. If you guys haven't done so before, definitely go ahead and check it out. Take a look at the link. Take a look at what you guys can be going into right now. And look at the idea of shorts like on PRZO that would have been big gains today. We'll see what happens on those smaller names. But some of these shorts can really give you some nice benefits on these short names. You got to know how to go at it, of course. But if you want to get short, you want to trade the pool, of course. Gil in the chat hanging out with us. Of course, we'll keep battling with you guys right here in the account. If you guys want to battle with us, hit that thumbs up and catch me later today on Start Swing Trade. Yes, Start Swing Trade is back today. It'll be at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. I know you guys have been missing that show. I'll see you guys later today. Find out what happens to Nvidia, what happens to KRE. I'll tell you guys all about it right there on that show. Up next, you guys, of course, have the Trader Bacon Show. Don't go anywhere, team. We got a lot more for you guys, and we're going to keep battling right here on Benzinga, of course. You don't got to go anywhere. Hit the like. Let's keep it going here, and I'll see you guys a little bit later on Start Swing Trade.